I proceed to walk away from them, and I turn to Soren and I say, well, what do you think our plan of action should be?
Well, I do have one idea, but I'm
Hmm.
not crazy about it, so I'd like to find a better plan if possible.
Well, let's hear it. Maybe it's not so bad as you think.
Well, they're taking slaves from the pits and experimenting on them.
Possibly.
The only thing I've been able to come up with thus far is impersonating one of the slaves and going and getting experimented on. Not crazy about the idea yet.
Yeah, I'm not so crazy about that either.
Yeah.
I was thinking of
really,
something similar, maybe a compromise. What if we stake out the night here? Not as a prisoner, but at least watching over the cells.
I like that better. We'll start with that, yeah.
Um,
Anything that doesn't get me cut open would be great.
yes, I'd prefer to stay intact.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright. So, let's go back down to Onor and talk to him about what he's found out.
Alright.
So we do that.
Apparently there are 6 dead, 27 injured.
Interesting.
I have found that the farther I go along this line and the more I go around this area, it seems that this was localized to this general area.
Alright.
That general area. Interesting.
So they're coming here.
Alright.
So
Is there
it's not a large group of people.
Is there anything that's particularly important about this group of slaves? Do they belong to a specific owner or from a specific region, perhaps?
Seems like these in this area are half from different shipments.
This is troublesome.
I did find a few that would refuse to talk to me when I talked to them.
Interesting.
I can't say that I blame them.
Indeed.
I turned to leave. Maybe you and I would have better luck if we talked to them.
I walk with Thorn and I say, Soren, sorry. I walk with Soren and I say, perhaps, but though I am a powerful wizard, Agnes, I don't quite have magic that will persuade people.
I don't know if magic would be required. Perhaps just not being the one who's selling them off.
Ah, that's a good point. That would make me much more inclined to talk to someone.
Alright.
Alright, let's go.
Onor, of course, knows where these people are, so he's leading you to them.
Okay.
And this person has... It seems almost like they're sleeping up against the edge of their wall, but their hands are locked together. Not by like chains or anything, but they're taking one arm in their right hand and one of their other arms in their left. And kind of sitting in like a contemplative sort of posture.
Like a meditative pose?
Possibly. If I had video, then I'd show you what this looks like. But sadly, no.
Yeah.
I look to Soren and I'm like, 3 copper says I can get his attention.
You're on.
Alright. So, I look down into the cage. And let me look real quick just to make sure I can do this. First off, I make sure there's no guards looking. I wait for that time.
Yeah, and you do get that time.
Okay. Can I cast prestidigitation to make a terrible odor come into his cage?
Sure.
Alright, I do that.
There's no response, and you can see that his arms are kind of swollen with bumps. Some of them bleeding actively, some of them scarred over.
Interesting.
Almost
All
like
right. Well,
pox.
I dismissed the spell then.
Soren holds out his hand for his 3 copper.
I gave it to him.
Yes! Oh my.
I've never known that to not work before. It's the oldest trick in the book. Alright.
Let's see.
I just go, you there!
He sort of shakes a little bit but doesn't respond.
What race is he?
He's either elven, possibly, or human. But you can't tell because he's taken his shirt and then pulled it and wrapped it over his head. So that you can't see any part of his head, not his hair or anything.
Huh. Alright.
I'll say to him in Elven then, I'll say, we are friends and we wish to talk.
There's still no response.
I'm like, well, I don't think he's an elf.
You actually start hearing people from the other pits wanting to talk to you, and they're saying hello and things like that.
For now, I ignore them.
They seem to be like taking your greeting as though you're actually talking to them instead of
Oh, are they saying it in Elvish?
they said it the first time. They didn't say it so much in Elven.
But, so are they responding to my remark in Elvish, or?
Nobody you heard responded in Elven.
Okay, so I don't really. I just don't pay attention.
Is there any possible way I could pick the lock without being noticed?
There isn't a lockdown there. That's the cleverness of the system.
Oh no, I thought we were on top, are we not?
No, you're down here so that you can actually talk to him.
I understand how this works. Got it. Gotcha. At first I was like, what? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We need drawings.
Let's see.
Alright, well. Let's go talk to someone else. He doesn't seem cooperative.
Yeah, alright.
Honor walks up and says, I tried as much as I could. I did some of the same things that you did, and they won't talk. They're almost meditating or something like that. But you can tell that they're... Go on.
It could be a method of ignoring the pain. I've seen some people do that.
Yes. That might be what I think it is. I'll go with your guess for now. Allow me to take you to the next one.
Very well.
This person is doing a similar thing. Although his arms aren't firmly crossed, they're more like kind of out to the side. But they are sitting up against the wall still.
I see.
And instead of staring off into nothing, this one's kind of leaning on his side towards the opening of the cage. And his eyes are closed and he's not paying it. Yeah, you can.
Okay.
This one is human.
I just call to him and I say, "Hello, we'd like to speak."
And this one doesn't want to talk either.
What was the phrase that was on the wall that was painted there?
They are gods.
I say that just because.
He seems to be shaking a little bit, but he's not going to talk. You can see that this person has some bronze to their face, almost like they're from Katapesh or any of kind of the ethnic areas.
Alright, so sort of like the South.
We're not having much trouble. Much like yours, sir.
I think our best bet is to stake the area out overnight.
I agree. Let's go back and talk to Heath and tell him about it. Unless you think we shouldn't. I think it would be hard to spend a whole night down here, though, without anybody noticing.
Yeah, I think the guard should probably be made aware of what we're doing.
Okay, I agree.
So
We
that
go-
don't get stabbed in the leg.
We go to find Edith.